This isn't life!
Hello, welcome back. That definitely goes in. That goes in. You start now. That goes in.
Say it, mate.
That's going to itch when it dries.
Right. There's no better way to start than absolute disruption.
Than a well-timed fart.
And a massive shit. Someone shitting their pants in the studio. How is everyone? We're back for another week.
Yeah.
Nice and consistent. This is unlike us, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know, yeah, I'm sure it'll all go to shit after the last episode.
Yeah, we're missing for 7 weeks again. So.
Well, Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, it's not far away now.
No.
The days are
Couple of
coming.
weeks.
I fucking love Christmas.
Yeah,
Do you?
same.
Yeah, I absolutely love Christmas.
I love it more now.
I think not this year, but next year I will like it.
When Reece starts to...
Yeah.
I used to fucking hate Christmas because I used to have to work over it and I had literally no money to buy anything either.
Yeah.
So it was just like, how about a time where everyone else is off work and you're not and you're double skinned?
I would like to,
that's so true.
The worst of both worlds.
I would
really.
like to say, we've said that Christmas is coming. This could be out after Christmas. We're not too sure.
Oh, true, yeah.
I actually don't know.
You might be hearing this after Christmas.
Yeah.
Well,
No, we get this one out before. We get this out.
well, we're here before Christmas, so
We
you know,
definitely are.
whatever time you want to pull your finger out, mate.
The noise of Will unwrapping that Yorkie, I'm sure.
No,
Cameron's
there's
gonna
no
pick that
Yorkie being unwrapped here.
He's hungry, bless him. Like a little
God.
squirrel in the corner. Isn't he?
I reckon that might be one of the noisiest chocolates you can have as well.
Yeah.
One of the most manly.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt.
It's not for girls, is
Not
it?
just by their market.
Don't hang me. Don't hang me.
So Alex has run off into the business. I'll tell you what, there is something that I would like to discuss that's completely not festive that I just thought was absolutely hilarious. Has anyone seen, on the subject of funny, war? There has been, I'm pretty sure they've got, I think I'm right in saying there are North Korean soldiers that are obviously fighting over in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And after they've gone out there, they have discovered the wonders of internet porn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
A few weeks old now,
Yeah.
but that is hilarious that there is a bunch of grown...
Didn't Pornhub crash?
adults.
Didn't Pornhub crash?
Something like that, yeah.
No, they couldn't have crashed it,
I
surely.
think they did.
Yes.
I think that was
Because
part of the reason why they didn't send that many over, because they were worried how many would
Because of
defect.
Pornhub.
After. I mean, that's got to be bad, isn't it?
To a life of spanking your plank. Like,
Could you
why
imagine-
we fight when we can just do this?
Can you imagine? They're all sitting there, all hearing unison, and then it all goes down.
Oh!
You'd never go back, would you? If that's what you suddenly find out that
Yeah.
freedom is internet porn.
No, I mean, your missus would have a whale of a time when you got home.
Oh,
God,
my
imagine the things. Imagine the things you'd do.
Honestly, those North
I've
Korean
seen
women,
this. Yeah.
those North Korean women are in for an absolute tevering
Yeah.
when they get over
Yeah,
there.
they are.
Yeah, because also as well, that's the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can't really sneak off. I mean, you have got to be desperate for a wank if you are crawling into no man's land. Well, there's bullets firing over your head, and you're like, worth it. I've got to get the poison out of me.
iPhone in one hand, crawled in through the dirt with the other. Like,
MP40 in one.
Yeah, imagine as you lay on your back and there's tracers just flying over, and you're like, I've got 2 minutes.
for God's sake, Wilson, get out of there!
He's like, we can see his little hand.
No, there's like sniper sitting there. Hours he's been there like that. There's a geezer in the trench having a wank, and he's like, there he is.
Yeah, that's pretty mad. That's
That is crazy.
Yeah, poor snipers now. They're looking down the scope and just loads of Korean blokes knocking one out.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
The thing is, they can't stand in line and do a march because they're all took like a couple of inches away from each other.
It's so mad. You don't think. I mean, that it is an absolutely horrendous country.
No, it's fun.
Like for things how they treat people. I know it's like a funny thing. It just shows. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the internet.
The
porn
fact
is-
that it's obviously more free in Russia as well. Like,
Yeah,
they've gone to Russia and
To
found
be free-
internet
found
porn.
freedom.
Yeah.
They've gone to war. They've gone to a war
Yeah.
zone. This is
To become more free.
to become more free. That's how bad
It's like George Orwell.
You know,
isn't it?
I think we spoke about. I think I've said about this before. I know it's not. I know it's a different country, but that side of Asia.
Yeah.
In Japan,
Let's run it all
right?
together,
So
yeah.
do you know, like you got the whole no, but it's on the subject of porn.
Why do they blur out the penises? I've always wondered
Well,
that
that's
as well.
that's why. This is what I'm saying. Have you noticed that like Japanese, they love like schoolgirls and they love all like the anime. They're all like.
it
Do
is
you know
very
what?
fucking
Do you know
warped
what? Do you know what that's for? Because it's illegal to show pubic hair.
Oh, is that why they sometimes you
It's
get
blurred.
blurry?
Yeah, that's why it's blurred, because it's illegal to show pubic hair. So they do it as a way of like, well, if she hasn't got pubic hair, you can see it.
Oh,
And-
no, yeah,
Why
maybe.
would they
So
just shave?
it only comes
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Well, so they go, well, let's get
only in
kids
the
in then.
90s, and I'm gonna fact check it, but it was in the 90s that paedophilia became illegal.
No
Shut up,
way.
Alex.
Yeah.
Although we did have this
There was
before.
a
Remember we had this
panorama
debate
thing
about when I was talking about
There
the
is
legal
not-
age of gay sex.
Yeah, but right, that's
Yeah.
and A, that did surprise me, but B, that is a little different.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
yeah.
But what?
But if,
but-
you know, if anything, you know, obviously in that sense it was wrong.
oh yeah, no,
but
absolutely.
They were going back the other way.
Although we are parking, we
I-
are living in a world where arranged marriages get done all the time in Muslim countries, and the kids are clearly fucking children. Like
They actually, I think, Iran or somewhere.
It's
Dropped the-
married a 30.
Oh, we're just dipping into dangerous territory.
I think it was Iran. They changed their age of consent or something down to like.
Yeah. Well, their
have a look,
Prophet
let's have a look.
Muhammad stole a 13-year-old girl and married her. So, and that's in the Quran. You can read that up. You can look that up.
Isn't it
I
weird-
ain't scared of Hamas.
Isn't it weird? We just sort of like, yeah. Anyway, what do you do on the weekend about that sort of shit?
What?
It's weird that confronted with that kind of
There you go.
Yeah.
disgusting
yeah.
news, but it's just like
Wait, I want to hear.
that's just the way it is over there.
yeah.
it's like
It's just differences. Isn't
I
it?
mean, it's mental.
Japan passed a law in 1999 that made the production of distribution of child pornography illegal. However, this law did not cover the possession of child pornography. It was until 2014 that Japan passed a law banning the possession of child pornography, making it one of the last developed countries to do so.
What do you think of that?
Oh my god,
That is fucking mental.
that is horrendous.
And for such a forward-thinking country in most aspects of like their...
They are.
And they have been at the forefront of their existence. Even the Ming Dynasty, they were like so far advanced in
That's
terms of what
China.
they... Oh, sorry. What were we talking about? Japan? Are we talking about Japan?
Yeah, China.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I thought you meant... Sorry. I
Yeah,
thought
but
you
even
meant
still, even as a country, Japan has been
Well, yeah.
in many areas incredibly efficient country and things like that. That's madness. And to say it like that, that is so.
It don't
mad.
surprise me though, because when you look at all the
Like the
manga,
lolicon
all the
and all
fucking,
that,
all
yeah.
that porn shit, they're all kids. They're
Well, I
all
don't
like
watch
school
it, but,
kids.
yeah.
No, but everyone knows because like
Like
you get
animated.
pop-ups when you look at real fucking porn. You know what I mean? Like English chav porn. That's when you get it.
I love it. That's how we're informed. No, I'm not talking about. It's in pop-ups.
yeah. Well, it must be true.
Yeah, that is.
There are singles in my area that want to chat to me.
Talking of porn
Oh,
pop-ups,
single milk, you say?
I want to bring up
Ready
a
for a
story. I want to bring up a story that happened to yourself, but we know the person very
we
well.
can't talk about that here.
Why?
I don't know what
Oh.
it is.
You was watching porn once, weren't you? And a
More than
pop-up,
likely.
a pop-up come up, a pop-up come up for dogging.
Oh, no, where we're going with this. We've spoken about this before.
I don't think we have.
I haven't heard this. I don't
Yeah,
think
we
I've heard
have spoken about it. I'm not going to use any names.
What, on the
because
podcast?
There was
We have spoken about this. I'm
If we
sure.
you had heard it, it was a long time ago now. But Josh was on porn. He
He was on porn.
He was starring in a
Starring
porn.
in a porn.
Nah,
Star,
nah.
don't you?
I've seen the heat he's packing. It's not porn.
Yeah, it's not porn worthy.
And,
Chinese porn worthy, maybe.
Koreans like
They
anything.
get the job done, but no one wants to document it.
Yeah.
So he was watching porn, and then we weirdly. We got in the car because we were managing a child football team at the time.
Yeah, I wasn't watching porn in the
There we go.
morning
Like-
on the way to training.
Like, yeah,
This
he's-
was like
he's at home.
previous night. Yeah,
Yeah, I picked him up in the morning, and he was like last night whilst alone.
yeah.
I saw this, and then there was a person that we both mutually know had popped up on there, and I was like, nah, it's just because you hear stories about some like there's a picture of some girl off, like an attractive girl off of like Instagram.
They nick it from
And
Facebook or
and
whatever,
I've
don't
seen
they,
it
or
on like
whatever.
Lad Bible, and it'd be like something that's a different name, like it's her picture.
Yeah.
But it showed his name.
His location.
His location, and then like, even like the circumstances of like his were correct as well. So we were like, "There's no way they've got all of this right."
His age, I think his age was on there as well.
It was like there was some not like massive detail. It wasn't like his national insurance number.
But it was like can't accommodate but can meet.
yeah.
So like kind of in his house because he lived with his parents or whatever.
Yeah.
But he can get out. So everything matched up with like.
Right. What?
So it was
for
his
him-
profile. They've obviously nicked. He signed up to a dogging website, but someone's nicked his profile,
Oh, that's
and
savage.
unfortunately used it on like as a porn pop up for the website.
That's mad.
And I was
What are
like,
the odds?
imagine me like mid-stroke, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Have I left teams on? I was like what the But yeah, but like it was like, and I'm like, then like, obviously like I'm like, what the like stopped obviously. Well, I probably came on a couple of strokes and was like, actually, let me go back there.
Hold on a minute.
No, yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, thankfully, he's not someone that we'd seen in many years. So, but we both knew them from years ago. It was just funny to.
Yeah,
to see
rekindle that right there.
Yeah, this is a good way to rekindle that relationship.
Yeah, mad.
You remember me from school?
We getting into it?
Yeah.
All right. You got a story of it?
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna like this one. I'll give you the headline. Dad told son, 13, don't be a pussy after he refused to sleep with sex worker.
Fair enough. Where were they?
Geffin Hicks is the editor.
Okay.
Parky knows as
I
well.
I knew the story. I wrote it.
Thanks, Kevin. Star.
No.
Is it one we've featured
Yes.
previously? I'm going to go Metro because that was...
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Star points there.
There you go.
This is relatively new. November 20th, 2024.
Oh wow. Okay.
Damn,
So
when was that?
very,
That
very
was 4 days ago.
Yeah. So a dad called his 13-year-old son a pussy after he refused to have intercourse with sex worker,
13?
a court heard. The boy's mum had reluctantly agreed to let her son, rightly so, I imagine, let her son have a night with his dad in a hotel in Bromley, south-east London.
Oh, yeah.
But when he arrived, his dad offered him cocaine and said, I've bought a brass, in quotation marks.
Pulls out a trumpet.
Yeah.
How old was the son again?
13.
He's 13.
13.
Oh, imagine that kid, right? Must be sitting there going, Dad, what about mum? Think of mum.
Well, yeah, that. Well,
Are they, yeah, they
well,
together?
they're not together, the mum and dad.
I thought they
don't
were.
think. Well, I wouldn't.
It
why
doesn't
the fuck-
seem like it, does it?
Why the fuck would you take your son to a hotel room and your wife be okay with that? for
That's
no
why
reason?
would she even be like, yeah, you're meeting your dad in a hotel room in
I mean,
fucking
my dad
Bromley?
used to pick me up from Liverpool and we stayed in a hotel, but he had nowhere else
Yeah.
to stay. The
That's
dad's
all
obviously
right.
from that area. Well, I imagine. Well, I don't know.
I mean, let's be honest. The hotel room isn't the weird bit.
no, yeah.
The drugs and the hooker is what.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
So the boy told his dad he didn't want to do the drugs or have sex with the women, to which his dad responded, "Don't be a pussy." The two sex workers were reportedly already on their way in a taxi when they arrived. The dad told him his son was 18.
This is genuinely. I know we make like funny like jokes about this, but this is actually horrendous.
Yeah, no, it is. Because that is like, you wouldn't... Do you know what would make this worse? Do you know what could only make this situation worse?
His mum
Change
was-
the son... Yeah, if the mum was the brass.
Yeah.
Change the son to a daughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'd be a different...
Could you... Like, isn't it weird
Yeah.
how that tips the scale of like, that's
This
abhorrent.
Yeah, yeah.
But change it to a daughter.
Yeah.
That is like a fucking...
But that's-
Like, why... But that's so mad, isn't it?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
only bad if you look at it in
It's only bad
a...
if you get caught and you get on the metro.
No, it's only bad if you look at it in a way of... Like, if you was to not live in the past, but if you're old-fashioned, if you go to, like, these Gen Z fucking kids that sit there and they're like, oh, you know, obviously all rape is wrong and all paedophilia is wrong and all that shit, but they sit there and they go, yeah, but we're equal. So it shouldn't be as bad, but it is. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean the girl and
The girl's
daughter
worse.
and the daughter and... Yeah, I know
But
what
if
you
you look at
mean.
it in today's standards of how the world and how...
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. It's not... It still is... I still think it would somehow be worse if it was a daughter.
I do
One
as
of those
well.
ones. It is the same.
It is
Both
are
are
yeah,
terrible.
yeah, it's the same.
It feels worse. Optics.
It feels worse, yeah.
It feels worse, but it is. That's so bad.
At 13.
That is so bad.
That is bad. So it says the teenager was taken to another room where he reluctantly allowed the 26-year-old woman to perform a sex act on him.
Ooh.
So, my point would be, you would know the difference between a 13-year-old and an 18-year-old,
Yeah.
surely. Even if you're a crack-riddled fucking brass, you know.
There's two ways that can go.
You're crossing a whole line there. Like, that is...
Oh, go on, wait. I want to hear it was 2 ways.
There's two ways. You either go, Dad, you're a sick fuck, or Dad, you're the best dad in the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's two
absolutely,
ways, isn't there?
absolutely. And that's that, but he's still a child.
Yeah.
And the fact he said no, if it was
Oh,
like,
he did say no.
If it was like, yeah, he told us
He
that he was
reluctantly.
reluctantly.
What about what age would change your mind on this?
18.
Really, 18?
17 at a push. If
But
you had-
16 is legal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but not for...
Is it for brasses though?
I don't know.
No,
I don't think it is.
It's not legal at all.
No,
No, all right.
no, but it's also
No,
not. It's
that's they normally... Not,
'Cause you
Not
get
on a
escorts,
legal,
like- yeah,
not on
but
a legal
that's-
standpoint, on a moral standpoint.
On a moral standard.
The lowest you'd go to be like, no, that's okay.
with your son or or as a normal fella?
No, let's say because
It's the
if you
same,
remove,
yeah,
if you
same
remove all the
circumstance.
parameters of it, like being a different age and being a different person, like it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Like I would say, like for me, there's no age on this. Like if you're someone's father, and let's be honest, you can say like 18, but let's be honest, when you're 18, you're still a kid.
And you shouldn't be doing that with your dad.
Yeah, you should
with a mate, a group of mates is maybe slightly
Like, I
different.
get that's
If you're with a
weird.
group of mates, maybe 16.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but fine. But then I reckon at 16, as you're pretty much old enough. Like you say, you're legal to have sex, so you're old enough to be able to
Is
make
it the
them
fact that
decisions.
it's a prostitute then that's
No,
that
it's
makes
not
it
the
worse?
prostitute. Yeah, it is because the dad's orchestrated it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even if it was just two women that come round. I've told them you're 18 and they're going to fuck you. It doesn't matter about the payment.
I suppose, yeah, the brass thing doesn't matter.
To me, that act with your son.
Who's a child? At 16, you go, oh, he might have had a close relationship with his dad, like he's.
Like if there's like the bloke's like 60 and the son's 35, yeah, it's
still fucking weird.
It's weird, yeah. It's like that's fucking strange.
But you
Yeah.
said
There's
you
an
said
old-
18. You first said 18, and then you went down to 17, and then I said about 16. And you're like 16's
no,
actually
yeah,
all
no.
right.
Well, oh, in this,
Like not from a legal standpoint. If you were looking at it morally,
But who am I?
Like,
Then-
at what point does this kid's age not like make it changes it completely?
18
like,
then,
actually?
18 then. Because
Really,
because
18?
yeah, I think so.
There's an old Peter Kay joke that's only a couple of lines.
I'll be
but
honest, mate. I think
it-
I think
okay.
15.
No, but there's an old Peter Kay joke that
15 is where generally
is-
people would change their mind on it. I think.
it's kind of on these lines, right? So it's on the Phoenix Nights. Max and Paddy are talking, and he goes, "Oh, prostitutes are filth in Amsterdam." And made me wash my old man in sink. He goes, "Why'd you bring your dad?" Oh,
If you look at this on like an exposure level, then I suppose obviously from a legal standpoint, obviously you can have sex at 16, and I suppose maybe then you could. But to me, that even then that's a loophole, because like if you not a loophole, but there's even then if you're looking at that. Like, let's say that it was like even if you remove the dad part, because I think the dad part makes it weird regardless. No matter how old you are, the dad part makes it weird. Even if it was, say, someone that you knew, say you worked in like a shop or something, and you were like some bloke who was in like his 30s, and you took your 16-year-old like colleague or something out with you, yeah, and then got a brass. I feel that'd still be weird.
It is, unless you're both similar ages, it gets creepy.
Oh,
Even if you met two 14-year-olds managed to book a brass together, you sort of think, oh, boys will be boys.
Two 14-year-olds together. Two 14-year-olds together, I think he's just like kind of that's a bit of like young lads being young lads.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I'm not saying it's okay,
But you're not getting orchestrated by anyone.
No,
No one's pulling
there's
strings.
there's
for
no
you.
one that should
in
be
your
old
ear.
enough
In
to
your
know
ear.
better.
Yeah. That's
Because
what it comes down to.
Shit. I'll be honest with you. If we were 14 and we could have got a brass to come out,
Oh.
I would have saved up some pocket money.
but the thing is that's our decision.
Yeah.
He's automatically. I think at that
He's been
age,
coerced, isn't he? Obviously.
I think that age, like from what you're saying, well, I think 18 but I'm thinking of the dad perspective. I can't let that bit slide.
That's that part. Yeah, no matter what the age is, because no matter how old.
We'll take that out then. If it's just the kid, like I know the coercive circumstances change it, but if it was just a kid going, like you said about 14,
Then it's a bit like
And you were like,
15,
trying to do it yourself.
15,
Yeah.
15.
but it's the
Oh.
fact that he was like is a kid and he's being coerced. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
the
makes it even
coercing,
worse.
but he's being forced to. Because if I carry on, I think it might
yeah.
Yeah,
give
go
you
for
a
it.
little bit of like so. He allowed us to perform a sex act on him. The court heard in a police statement. The boy said he didn't want to do it and he felt disgusting afterwards. His dad paid the two sex workers 150 quid and they left. Right?
After
Later that-
performing the act.
Yeah. The dad obviously fucked the brass or whatever. Later that night, the boy's mum received a message from the father saying, "Piss off, I'll guard him with my life, let the boy stretch his wings." He's like, the dad at this point is obsessed with this scenario. Like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean,
You don't let your kid go and see your dad again. You've crossed the line there.
Yeah.
I'd say just finish. I generally would say let's just finish this story up here because I don't even think like this is like a how do you discuss
Luke's
this?
too sad about it.
I'm just fuming about this, Dad.
Can I just ask? Is there any mention, or has there been any mention, of the kid having some sort of
No disability, no.
disability? Because Katie Price came out and she said,
Oh, I know what you're
when
going with this.
Harvey turns 18, I'm going to get him a prostitute because that's the only time he's going to be able to
But he's 18.
experience
Well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
but
18 though.
Yeah,
Isn't
but he's
he?
got the
Yeah.
brain of a fucking 2-year-old. A 2-year-old scrambled egg.
I think, although that's a different discussion point. I think.
I don't know what you
And you'd go to different line points. Ignore that. Yeah, there's different line points you go to, and look, that one is a different. I'm not
That's
sure.
what I'm asking.
I'm not sure I take the same part, but I still think that's so removed from what this is.
Yeah.
That's absolutely folded will. That's absolutely folded will.
That's fucking with him, isn't it?
It's just that I knew something was coming, but I didn't know it was that.
Like say, yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's so.
Luke's on the verge of tears. Immediately was crying her eyes out of laughter.
That one's different. I feel like that's a slightly different scenario.
I mean, yeah, he's still at his 18, isn't he, old Harvey?
What's happened? Hold on, what's
In the same way that I've got a stuffed bear in the loft that's over 20 years old, but it's no fucking difference. It doesn't matter how old he is. It's never going to change. Yeah, but he's 20 years old.
Stop.
Yeah, but fucking hell.
Stop, mate. Stop.
Come on.
Right, I want to find out how many years his dad does in prison. Is what I want to find out.
Right. When she found out what was happening,
Right, you carry on.
when she found out what had happened, the mum alerted the police and the dad was arrested. At Croydon Crown Court this week, the dad insisted that he is a good father. He said, I might not look it in your eyes. It was only because he was feeling down because he broke up with his girlfriend and said he had done all that stuff before. I generally got good heart. On paper, I must sound like an absolute probate, but that's not the case at all. The dad, who cannot be named to protect his son's identity, pleaded guilty for arranging a child to engage in a sexual activity and offering to supply cocaine. He was sentenced for 4 years in prison for arranging child sex offences. Judge Anthony Hyams Parish told his father he had attempted to humiliate his own son. He said he seems to be very bright, intelligent, a very sensible young man, but at 13 he was young and impressionable. As his father, he no doubt looked up to you. He didn't have a choice. He went along with what you asked. You clearly gave no thought to the impact to your son. He, the son, should feel no guilt whatsoever. He was the more sensible person in all of this.
Yeah.
So
I'm pleased he's done a bit. I'm pleased he's done some time there. I mean, at doing that. I mean, I mean that if he's kind of claiming he had good intentions, that I mean.
Yeah, he's trying to take himself a fuck. Stop.
This is absolutely done will.
I can't look at him without reliving that moment in my head.
Oh mate, yeah,
I'm really trying to stay.
The dad is an absolute fucking lunatic.
Yeah, no, he is.
Like
he
that.
is, to be fair. You can't do that sort of shit. You can't. It's not like I was going to say not to your own kids, but no, you can't.
Other kids.
No, you can't. And you're going to be on a sex offender register. But like, was it all worth it? Like, realistically, like, and his son's probably told him more than once, I don't want to do this. Like, how can you look at your son and force him to do something they clearly don't want to do?
Got his hand away, don't they?
But
I know, but fucking hell, like.
Does he not want to do it just because he's just broken up and he's heartbroken? I mean, if he wasn't heartbroken, would he do it?
Maybe, because any other normal 13-year-old would have jumped at the chance.
I think more down to the fact because the kid said, "Oh, I've done this before," right? Which the dad claimed that he had done.
Yeah, but with his girlfriend, not with a.
So I think maybe like the kid maybe just was scared, and that's why he was reluctant.
Yeah, probably. It doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter why he was reluctant.
He was 13. He was with his dad.
I know.
It was off his fucking tits. Like, that's such a mental scenario.
It is mental.
Weird.
Was that the end?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is life. I don't think it's real.
Really?
I don't think it's so. What sort of state of a human being
would do that
to your own
but
kid?
there are
I know there are people out there that do things to their kids. I understand that, but that's fucking mental.
Yeah, it is mental. It is.
Honestly, I don't believe it. I can't believe that someone would. Because surely, if you were going to get a brass and your kid was in the house, you'd at least go play.
No, it's in a hotel.
Or even in a hotel, just like.
Yeah, but hold on.
Having those two things together,
send him to a
Yeah,
toilet.
they famously
seedy as fuck, but you go, son, go in the toilet for half hour.
I don't think that's the weird bit.
I like how that's the okay then.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Cover your ears and lay in the bath.
It's not okay.
Face the wall.
You know, Daddy's got some business to attend to.
It's not okay. But
I know what you're saying. I
can't see.
Famously, those two, cohorts, they don't really get on, do they?
If the situation went
Mildly
I'm
speaking.
getting a brass.
They're not like
I've got
best
loads
fans.
of cocaine here. Get involved or not? And the kid's gone. Oh yeah, I've done it before. He's got to the point and gone. Oh fuck, this is scary. Do you know what I mean? That could have been a scenario. Obviously, he's still.
Yeah, you don't know if the kid had been right up for it up
That's
until.
what I
But
mean.
even so, the dad shouldn't have brought it up.
No, he
Well, how
shouldn't.
is that a
And
conversation
that's
you're
why
having
I
with your
think.
child?
And that's why I think it's bullshit.
Like, son, like sitting over your dippy eggs and soldiers. Your dad's like, you want to get an 8 ball of brass?
That is 8 o'clock.
Yeah, he's got his hand round him.
Christ, yeah.
He's just broken up with his girlfriend, got his hand round him.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'll take you a man to
he'll be alright.
Yeah.
He'll be alright, son.
I've got the remedy.
Yeah. I've got the poison. Yeah.
What do you reckon, Wilson?
I think it is real. I think that's not beyond the realms of possibility. I think that shit happens all the time. Well, not that particular.
Especially in Bromley.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I've never even been to Bromley, but yeah, fuck Bromley.
Yeah, me neither.
I think this is life. Yeah.
I'm going to kind of follow the same narrative as Al here. I'm going to go with this isn't life.
Really?
Not because I don't believe it, but just because I want to hope humanity's better than that.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
like I'm doing this out of hope. That hope.
That's what I mean.
Do you know what? The only thing, if it isn't life, is some sick fuck made
Yeah.
made that up.
Yeah.
Either way,
Which is both disturbing, really.
yeah, both are disturbing, but at least it didn't happen. So purely for that thing on Al, out of hope more than judgment, I'm going to vote with my heart, not my head, and I'm going to go with this isn't life.
Unfortunately, I can't follow that logic. I believe too strongly that this sort of shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's not even that
You know
old.
what that means?
It is coin time.
Coin.
It is.
The coin.
Who's doing
Before
the
we
coin
flip the coin, would you like to show people?
Oh yeah, in
the
case you
coin?
didn't see it before.
So if you're watching on YouTube or Patreon, look at the coin. That is the coin.
That's the yes,
That is the yes.
and that is the no.
There may be a chance that you could get one of these coins if you join the Patreon at patreon.com/this isn't life. There could be a chance if you are that first person to join a Patreon to come and flip that coin.
By the way, we it does seem like, because obviously they're recorded together as they know now, but it would seem like maybe someone has signed up, or we are really begging week after week.
Yeah.
Look, sign up if you want to. If you don't, no one cares.
Flip the coin.
Right, so we're obviously going, yes, this is life.
Yeah.
And no, this isn't life. Yeah.
Would it benefit you for Josh to do that so you can catch it instead of it hitting the table?
No.
No, I can still catch it.
Okay.
Oh, that was a
great.
wonderful
That
flick.
was almost slow motion.
That was the wicket. That was a flick of a wicket.
I really
keeper.
hope
Very
that
well
when
seen
I
one.
come to edit this, there is that noise. Bing!
That was a
noise.
wicked noise.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased with that, by the way.
I saw this.
First
I saw
time
the
as
joy in
well.
your face as you slammed that down on the.
As that fell in my palm and flicked down, I thought, you fucking crack.
Pucky, you're so fucking cool.
Right. Yes.
Yes, it is
Oh,
life.
okay.
It
It is life.
Me
There
and
we
you
go.
win.
are
Well
scumbags.
done, sir.
Fuck you, Bromley.
There are
Yeah,
plenty
fuck you,
of
Bromley. Yeah, wonderful.
There you go.
Right, well,
That's another
on
week
that-
down.
This is life.
On that
Certainly
note,
is.
go home, cry, and remember that humanity is the most
Yeah.
awful thing ever
Yeah.
created.
We
Yeah.
are a cancer on this planet.
And don't do,
I'm not going to end with that.
But it is
See you
fun being
next
us.
See you later. This isn't life.